Today, you'll learn a powerful dating tactic that can make any woman obsess over you. But please be forewarned, this tactic is not for the faint of heart. This is a very high-risk strategy and should only be attempted by those who have built up a strong attachment with the women they wish to use it on. Without the necessary attachment, attempting to use this tactic to make any woman obsessed with you will likely fall flat and backfire. So, if you're ready to take on the challenge and have what it takes to become irresistible in the eyes of women, then buckle up and get ready for an eye-opening lesson in attraction. Thank you for supporting the Rare Male's mission to help men worldwide have better relationships. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up and take a look at the item shop below. The first thing you need to pull this off is confidence. You hear that all the time, but what does it mean in practice? It's important to understand that true confidence cannot be faked. It must come from a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment. Living a purpose-filled life, investing in self-improvement, hitting the gym, and getting your life together are all key ingredients for cultivating this type of confidence. Without them, women will see right through any attempts to fake confidence. But by doing the hard work, you'll have no problem standing up to her when she starts testing you. You simply can't skip the crucial step of self-improvement. If you want to become the rare man that women obsess over, you must do the work and invest in yourself. Otherwise, this video will not do you any good. For those with the confidence to take on this challenge, it's important to understand that in the beginning stages of pursuing a woman, you'll likely need to do most of the work. Unless you're a wealthy celebrity or well-known figure, you can't rely on women to come chasing after you right off the bat. However, you are about to learn how to flip the script over time, and to make her start chasing you. To gauge a woman's interest level, pay attention to how often she initiates contact with you. If she rarely reaches out or doesn't seem too interested in keeping up communication, her interest is likely low. On the other hand, if she's texting you multiple times within the first few weeks and seems excited about getting to know you better, her interest is definitely high. In cases where her initial interest is average at best, be prepared to do most of the pursuing in the early stages. Once you have built up her attachment to you, then you can start pulling back gradually so she can start chasing you instead. The key to success in this tactic is gradually shifting the pursuit dynamic. It starts with you doing all the initiating, and her doing none at all. But over time, as her interest level increases, she should start reaching out more. Meanwhile, you will keep a steady pace of reaching out weekly. As you build the attachment over time, you will start to see her interest grow. If you do things properly, she will begin to chase after you more and more. It's important not to get ahead of yourself when you reach this point. Do not start backing off until she's texting you at least once daily. If you try to back off too soon, you risk losing her interest or causing her to play games or pull away entirely. She needs to have built up enough of an emotional attachment to you before you can start taking a step back. So keep pursuing consistently until she's reaching out to you every day. Only then can you start dialing back your contact frequency without risking losing her interest altogether. In the past, being sexually intimate with a woman was often enough to build the necessary emotional attachment. But times have changed, and women now place value on other aspects of a relationship. In today's society, the best way to build a strong emotional attachment with a woman is by having her value your validation. This means reversing the traditional conditioning that men have received, where they put women on pedestals and give them everything they desire. Some women don't want to be with men who are easily manipulated or controlled. They want someone who is independent, strong-willed, and unafraid to stand up for themselves. By treating your validation as a valuable commodity instead of giving it away freely, you naturally increase its worth in her eyes. This makes her more interested in pursuing you rather than being pursued by men who pedestalize her. It's important to understand that this approach has less to do with you personally and more about how women perceive men who behave differently from the norm. When she encounters a man who doesn't conform to society and approaches relationships from a different angle, it piques her interest and motivates her to chase after his validation. Ultimately, this strategy isn't about getting a woman obsessed with you. It's about getting her obsessed with chasing your validation. Validation refers to behaviors such as showering a woman with compliments, spending excessive amounts of time with her, or engaging in lengthy phone conversations. While these actions are common among most men, they can actually turn women off over time. To a woman, it can come across as desperate and overly eager, sending the message that you are completely enamored with her and lucky just to be in her presence. Despite what popular media might suggest, many women are not attracted to this kind of behavior. In fact, when a man doesn't offer an abundance of compliments or signals that he's deeply invested in her, it sets him apart from other men and makes him more intriguing. This approach will compel her to work harder to earn your validation, making it all the more valuable when she finally does receive it. And when she receives it, it releases chemicals that make her want to do it again and again. It's important to remember that this process takes time. Typically, it can take up to 3 or 4 months for her to become fully attached and invested, so don't rush things or back off too soon. There are ways to speed this up, and we've shared links to those in the item shop below. However, in most cases, it's crucial to wait until she has developed a very strong emotional attachment to pursuing your validation before making any changes. Once she is doing most of the pursuing, you can begin easing off the gas pedal when it comes to initiating contact. Start by skipping a week of reaching out, then gradually increase that gap until you're only checking in with her once every 2 weeks or so. Wait for her to express interest in seeing you. This will come in the form of her complaining she doesn't get to see you often, or her dropping clues she's available and wants to do something with you. Waiting for this reinforces the idea that she is pursuing you. It's important to remember that no woman will tolerate chasing a man who she feels isn't worth the effort. When she's with you, it better be worth her effort. It should be clear that you are a masculine and strong presence that she can trust and rely on, someone who has a seductive aura that makes her tingle with excitement. Even just sitting on the couch with you should feel like an incredible experience thanks to your natural charm and charisma. This is how truly rare men keep women obsessed. These men stimulate both her mind and body simply through their presence alone, creating an addictive experience that she craves more of. Remember, this approach will eventually run out of steam if she doesn't feel like the time she spends with you is worth it. By putting in the work to better yourself in every area, you'll gain the self-assurance needed to be seductive, charming, and irresistible to the women in your life. This kind of confidence cannot be faked. Women are incredibly adept at reading and testing men, so any signs of insecurity or weakness will quickly be exposed. But when you're genuinely confident from having put in the necessary work on yourself, it becomes a shield against these kinds of challenges, allowing you to effortlessly attract and keep women obsessed with your presence alone. It's crucial to be aware of a second potential pitfall in this approach. And that is the possibility that she may try to pull back from you. Some of the women you meet may be getting dating advice as well. And at the very least they will be discussing their romantic situations with friends. When she realizes she's putting in more effort than you are, she will likely attempt to reverse the dynamic by pulling away from you. If this happens and she goes a few days without reaching out, it's important not to cave. You need to be ready for her to walk away entirely. However, if you're focused on becoming the best version of yourself, you'll always be prepared for any outcome. You have to know there are plenty of other valuable women out there who would be lucky to spend time with someone like you. And if you don't feel that way, you need to do the hard work to build your confidence. Never return to the days when you were pursuing her. This is a recipe for disaster. You must stand your ground and wait for her to continue to chase you. If that scares you, then you should realize that fear may be driving some of your relationship issues with women. Sure, this is a high-risk way of dating, but as a rare male, you always focus on the upside and are willing to recover from any losses. Remember that this tactic isn't about you, it's about your validation. You are forcing her to chase your hard-to-earn validation and to be happy to receive it. And this will happen as long as your validation is worth it, and you provide an enjoyable experience when she's with you. But if your validation ever starts becoming too easy, or she starts to dislike spending time with you, or you start to pursue her again, all of the hard work you've put in will go down the drain. If you guys want to continue to improve your interactions with women, check out the next video in this series on seduction and attraction. It will be in the corner of your screen if it's available. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to check out the item shop below, where we have handpicked and organized some of the best tools and resources already helping rare men become the best versions of themselves worldwide. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.